You know, when I said before that these people have Trump derangement syndrome, I wasn't lying. I was not lying. I was telling you the truth because I, at this stage of the game, I don't even know why I'm friends with this army buddy of mine because his mind appears to be gone, His mind appears to be gone on these issues. Like I said, he said he's going to vote for Kathy Hochul because Donald Trump says mean things to people. But these migrants are doing, I'm not saying all of them. I am not saying all. But there is quite enough evidence of a lot of these criminals. This one here, an MS-13 gang member in the United States, illegally enrolled in a Maryland public high school, and then he took this young white woman sexually and he deleted her. He deleted her. So you were mad at Trump's words, but you were never mad at stories like this. You're never married at stories like you're never mad at stories like this. I look at people who support the Democrats as people who are severely detached from reality. I really, really, really see them in this fashion because I see stories like this all the time. The Democrat Party has to be a big hypnotic cult. I think this may sound crazy. Do not take this with a grain of salt. But I do think, and this is coming from somebody that ironically enough, I really don't watch TV. I don't. I think that's a good thing because I really do think that the TV has a way of literally brainwashing your mind. I believe this. It may sound crazy, but there were periods of my life, especially as a child, I would always watch shows like, the original Star Trek series, Kirk, Spock, and all of them, right? Doctor Who, of course, and Battlestar Galactica. I've seen all of that stuff, but I was never. Well, yeah, I went through a period of watching a lot of TV. And then, ironically, when I got older, I just lost complete interest in it. And there are times where, I have a week vacation and I'm not really watching any TV at all because I feel that it literally has the power to program your mind. I really do believe that. And I really have no interest in watching large amounts of TV. I really don't watch it. I can go the whole day. I mean, I do watch what is this channel called? I love this channel because I grew up. Oh, Grit TV. I wasn't allowed. I grew up in a strong, strict Christian home, so I wasn't allowed to watch violent stuff. If we were watching violent stuff, it was because my mother wasn't home, like kung fu movies. She didn't let us watch none of that. Kung fu movies, westerns was not allowed. We could not have a cap gun. So this is the reason why when I grew up and I became a man, I started collecting so many weapons because she never allowed us to have not one weapon. And you know what I begin to notice worldwide? I talk to people all around the world. I've been doing this for years. I talk to people all around the world. And you know what seems to be amazing? Whether it's a young child in India or Pakistan or any place that I can think of. You know, universally, when these male children, when they see a gun, especially if it's a real gun, their eyes light up and they all want one. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about that? Because I talk to people all around the world. I have friendships with people all around the world. Some people want more. That's not going to happen. But people send me friend requests. And I've talked to Africans. It's just universally males generally like weapons. It's the truth. Males generally like weapons, right? Oh, a gun. Oh, they generally like weapons, right? But I'm going off on a tangent, I guess. Um, this is what's going on. And these Democrat people, um, somehow magically they don't see these stories. Somehow magically they don't. And even if they see these stories, being that their minds kind of function like a cult, I literally do think that this TV is brainwashing people. I really do. I have no proof of that, but I wouldn't be surprised. The longer people watch it, the more these people are getting detached from reality, because this man that I'm talking about, he sees how the migrants are flooding New York. He sees how he himself has been homeless for a little bit. He lost money. He couldn't afford to take care of himself briefly. He's seeing all the things that I'm talking about, and yet he's sitting here talking about he is going to vote for Kathy Hochul, even though she's messed up the guns with all the stupid gun control. He is still going to vote for Kathy Hochul because Donald Trump says mean things to women. This has got to be programming by this tell lie vision. There has to be some sort of brain wave control, because I've met too many of these Democrats, and I've talked to them in public, and they are, number one, they're mean. That's another thing. They are very intolerant. They What they accuse the right of, they themselves are even worse. When they disagree with you, they want to get you fired. They're really, really sick people. They really are. So, but and none of them ever mention stories like this. They never mention stories where these women are being taken and deleted. And you have to ask yourself a question: why? How come they never ever talk about stories like this? Because if the Republicans were in control, seeing that I voted Republican in the past, and if this was happening under the Republican watch, I would be calling the Republicans out. But the Democrats do not seem to have any sort of integrity when it comes to their own political failures. I've noticed that.